Welcome into Seahawks Today, powered by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. Appreciate you joining us. Coming up on today's show, we'll have the latest Seahawks news and rumors, including those involving KJ Wright, Chris Carson, and Kenneth Walker III. But first, happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. I was fortunate to get to spend the last couple days with my mom. Hopefully, you get to enjoy the day with your mom as well. I want to know, what did you get Mom for Mother's Day? Personally, I did what any good son would do, and I got my mom the best present of all, cold, hard cash. That's what she wanted, so I gave it to her. Tell me in the comments what you got Mom for Mother's Day this year. KJ Wright, could he be back in Seattle? Well, he went on Trey Wingo's podcast this week and told Wingo that he wants to return to the Seahawks in 2022. Now, more on this from KJ Wright, what he exactly had to say word for word. Let's go ahead and bring you that quote as Wright wants to go back home. He said, I want to go back home. I think it's that simple. Seattle knows that I want to come back. They know how much they mean to me. Now, a little more details on that discussion. He said that there have been difficulties with leaving his family alone as he went to Las Vegas by himself, left his family there in Seattle, his wife and 2 children behind. He made it clear he's not willing to do that again. Wright, of course, signed a 1-year deal with the Raiders last September and is currently an unrestricted free agent at this point in time. So that's the setup there for KJ Wright, who had a very good career in Seattle and wants to make that return. So here's the thing. When I look at KJ Wright, at this point in his career and where the Seahawks cap structure is set up, sure, there might be a door for KJ Wright to come back to Seattle, but with the lack of production last year and where the Seahawks are at cap space-wise, it really comes down to a simple question. How badly does KJ Wright want to come to Seattle? Is it a matter of him playing for a cheap contract? Is he willing to not take a whole lot of money to return to the Seahawks? That's what it comes down to. If he's willing to take a hometown discount, then by all means, he could be back with the Seattle Seahawks. But I don't see them paying him a lot of money to return to the Seahawks at this point in time. You see, the production last year just wasn't that great in Las Vegas. No sacks, just 2 tackles for loss, no forced fumbles or fumble recoveries last year for the Las Vegas Raiders. If he wants to come back, it's going to have to be for a cheap contract as far as I'm concerned. But who knows? We'll see if he's willing to do so. What do you guys think? Should the Seahawks bring back KJ Wright? Let us know in the comments section. Type Y for yes, type in for no. You're going to get an ad break. Take advantage of it. While that ad's playing, tell us your thoughts if the Seahawks should bring back KJ Wright. Y for yes, type in for no. Now, Seahawks Today is going to be all over the KJ Wright situation. If he makes a return to the Seahawks or if he goes somewhere else, we're going to be covering it right here on this channel as we bring you nonstop Seahawks news each and every day here on Seahawks Today. You got to be a subscriber, an award-winning subscriber to the channel, youtube.com/SeahawksTV. That's youtube.com/SeahawksTV. Chris Carson last season played in just 4 games after suffering a neck injury that required surgery in the month of December. Now, we did get reports that after the surgery in the month of March that his workouts were going well, but we haven't really gotten an update since then. Well, Pete Carroll spoke this week to the media and kind of gave a glimpse of what's going on with Chris Carson and his expectations for 2022, saying there is a little bit of uncertainty that we are waiting on. With the commitment that we have in the run game, we want that group of guys, the running back position, really raring up to get this thing going. As you can see, Carson last year in those 4 games that he played, the production wasn't bad, 232 yards and 3 touchdowns in those 4 games. But coming off this injury, there's some concerns, and that's why they drafted Kenneth Walker in the 2nd round. More on that and what Pete Carroll had to say in just a moment. But before we do, we want to make sure that you get your hands on these Seahawk jerseys that are for sale from our friends at Fanatics. You got to replace that Russell Wilson jersey at some point, so why not one of these Seahawk rookies? We have Charles Cross and Kenneth Walker III, both available for you on our website, chatsports.com/Seahawks rookies, to get one of these jerseys. They look fantastic. Get one today, chatsports.com/Seahawks rookies. Whether it's Charles Cross or Kenneth Walker III, here's your chance to be one of the first to get their newest swag from the Seahawks. Now, here's the depth chart right now. As you can see, it's kind of undefined who the starter would be, whether it's Kenneth Walker III or Rashad Penny. You would have to imagine, for the most part, the Seahawks running back rotation will be by committee. So whoever the starter is doesn't even necessarily mean they're going to get the most amount of carries, kind of depending on who's got the hot hand of some sort. It's not really clear who that top running back is. But Pete Carroll, he spoke about Kenneth Walker III this week and said, I would say this, we picked him on the board. He was up there for us, and we couldn't pass on him. It's a vital spot, the running back position. Guys get banged up, and with the way we ask our guys to run, we need rotation. So Pete Carroll needing options there at that running back position. So whether it's Kenneth Walker III or whether it's Rashad Penny, whoever it may be, the Seahawks have options now that they did not have previously at that position. Although some folks looked at the running back position as not a priority entering this draft, I think the Seahawks have now addressed that, and they have two really good running backs to rotate up top. Whether it's Kenneth Walker or Rashad Penny, I'll tell you who my guy is in just a second, but I want to hear from you guys first in the comments. Type KW for Kenneth Walker III, type RP for Rashad Penny of who you think should be running back number one when the season begins. For me, Kenneth Walker's my guy. He's got the fresh legs coming from college. He was terrific at both Wake Forest and Michigan State. 18 touchdowns last year. I would ride with Kenneth Walker to be your starting running back, although I do think that we are going to see some time from Rashad Penny and then Chris Carson whenever he returns as well. It's going to be a good running back room. I think you have to be optimistic. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter to me who is the starting running back between these two guys. It matters who has the hot hand that day between these two. And ultimately, I like Walker a little bit more than I do Penny, but ultimately it's going to be fun to see all these guys work in the rotation for the Seahawks at that running back position at this point. Now, here on Seahawks Today, the final thing that we want to wrap up with is a offseason update. A couple changes for the Seahawks. Rookie minicamp ending today. We'll have more on that this week as the Seahawks get those guys acclimated with the Seahawks system. But team minicamp has been moved up to June 7th. This is a week earlier than it was supposed to be, as the Seahawks will get these guys in a little bit faster on that front. The Seahawks have signed 18 rookies at this point, including their fifth-round pick, UTSA cornerback Tariq Woolen, fifth-round pick, Ohio State edge rusher Tyreek Smith, seventh-round pick, Rutgers wide receiver Bo Melton, and seventh-round pick, Lanier Ryan, wide receiver Derek Young. So, before we go and end today's show, I want to hear from you guys. What rookie are you most excited about for the Seahawks in 2022? A big rookie class. The Seahawks started off things with that number 9 overall pick with Charles Cross. An impressive group that should have some instant impact players right away. Tell me in the comments section who your favorite Seahawks rookie is heading into 2022.